What is up, guys? How's it going? We are live Sunday, 4 p.m. This is our normal time. This is when we'll be going live. I'll give you guys a second to hop on here with me. In this video, you are going to learn about the top 10 medical and pre-med blogs and vlogs on the internet and how they can help you get to medical school or keep you out to medical school. We're going to break it down and talk about it in this video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is awesome. But real quick, some announcements that we have to take care of while I have you guys here. And I wrote them all down so I would remember them. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Pinesett. I'm the pre-med protein expert. You should like this video and subscribe to my channel, of course, right? Because you guys want to know what's really going on. So make sure you guys subscribe to this channel right now. The quick announcements. Our broadcast times. So we are going to start having regular broadcast times. If you guys didn't know, we're in the loop. Every Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will be here. I will give a talk, and then I will answer you guys' questions, so that way you guys can have your questions answered and feel like you guys have some good quality advice in your life. So every Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you know where you have to be. Also, every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be uploading a pre-recorded video. So now you're getting a triple dose of me on YouTube, twice recorded, and then once live every Sunday. Does that sound good to you? Who does that sound good to right now? You're gonna get every week lots of Dr. Pinesett coming at you. So that's the first thing, okay? The second thing is, Brant just mentioned it, the webinar yesterday. Who was at the webinar yesterday? Who thought the webinar was increíble? Who thought it was the pure fire I said it was going to be? Who was glad they were there? Who pities the fool who missed that webinar? I pity the fool who missed that webinar because it was insane. We went for almost 4 hours, guys. A free webinar for almost 4 hours. And people were saying it was more impressive. They learned more in that 4 hours than they learned in the previous 4 years from all their advisors on their campus, off campus, everywhere. So it was incredible yesterday. We had over 400 people that attended live. And at the peak, we had over 300 people live with us at one time. So it was awesome. It was all positive. It was all learning. And it was awesome. So I thank you guys for coming out to that and supporting that and learning. And I hope everyone just learned a ton and feels like they're medical experts now. On that webinar, I promised that I would give a course giveaway at the webinar. And I got so wrapped up and make sure we got through everything and kept it under 4 hours and answering you guys' questions that I forgot to actually give a course away. So in this moment, I'd like to give out courses. And since I said I was gonna give away one, access to my 5 Pillars course, which is the 5 Pillars of Studying Less and Getting Better Grades, a complete system for making over your whole study game and making you an exceptional student. And the second thing was I was gonna give away one of my How to Dominate Pre-Med and the Medical School Application courses. And this breaks down how you start college, how you transition through college, how you do everything pre-med, how you do the application, the personal statement, everything, right? A to Z pre-med, all the stuff. So I said I'm gonna give away one of each of those on the webinar, and I totally spaced out and forgot yesterday. I apologize. If the person is not here, that's okay. They can claim it. They have a week to claim it. If they don't claim it, then I'll give away more courses. But to penalize myself for being so forgetful, you have to be penalized, guys, so you know not to ever do that again. I am actually going to be giving away an additional 5 Pillars of Studying Less and Getting Better Grades course. So that means in the next couple minutes here, I'm gonna be giving away over $1,500 in free courses as a thank you for you guys coming out and supporting the webinar. Who's ready? Who wants to win? I've got the 3 names here randomly generated from everyone who subscribed. So let's see. let me. All right. Let's see. The first winner is Bernadette Matson. Woo, 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 woo. Bernadette, are you on this stream right now? Let's see. Bernadette. Okay, Bernadette is not here with us. Hey, bud. Well, you know who is here? Dre has made a surprise appearance. Did you hear us get started?
Uh-huh.
You just waking up? Okay, you want to lay here? Okay, you lay here. I'm going to talk, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, Bernadette, the next winner. Do you want to read the next winner? Okay, you just rest there then, okay? You want to rest here? Go ahead. Okay. The next winner is Luna Wilson. Luna Wilson, you have won also. So the first one, Bernadette, you won 5 pillars. Luna, you've won. Oh, you have to go pee pee? Go ahead, go pee pee. I'll be right here. Okay, you go pee pee. Okay. So did everybody get that? The first one is Bernadette. You guys see, it's live action, right? This is what live is. Bernadette Matson, you're number 1. Okay? You've gotten the 5 pillars of studying less and getting better grades. That way you can get the good grades you need to get to medical school. Luna, you've just won How to Dominate Pre-Med and the medical school application, the definitive guide. So that way you know exactly how to pre-med and exactly how to ball out on the application. So congrats to you. Now the third, the bonus winner, another one of my 5 pillars of studying less and getting better grades courses. By the way, I was looking away for a second. Did Bernadette and Luna claim this already? Are we 0 for 2 on people attending the live stream? It's okay. It's okay. Okay, so we're 0 for 2. Let's see if we can go 0 for 3. Let's make it a try. Let's go for perfection. The third person is, oh, it's all ladies, Alyssa Haynes. No love for the fellas out there. No love. Alyssa Haynes, you've won 5 pillars of studying less and getting better grades. Over 3. You know why? Because they got so overwhelmed with information yesterday at the webinar, they decided not to come today. I don't know how we ended up with 3 ladies. Junior says I should just give him a prize for being here. Junior, you want a prize? Maybe we'll see. Junior, you hang out to the end of the stream. Maybe Junior, you can be the 4th bonus winners. You can be the fourth bonus winner. All right, so those are the winners. The other thing I was going to say, guys, these are free webinars. They are incredible. Yeah. Oh, I can't right now, bud. Okay, hold on a second. Apparently my son needs help. Nobody go anywhere. We'll be right back at it. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. When PP calls, it is what it is, right? Okay, so those are the winners. You want me to repeat one more time? Bernadette Matson, Luna Wilson, Alyssa Haynes. Okay? Webinars are awesome. Yesterday's was great. Someone just said they felt like they won because the webinar was so good. I felt like I won. I had fun. I was sweating. But make sure you guys look out for these free webinars. They are a step up from the social media. We did 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours yesterday of application gold. If you don't attend these webinars, they're free, you're like missing out. It makes you kind of a loser. So pay attention for when these come out so you can get into these and all that kind of stuff. The next webinar we have coming up is a summer school boot camp. So what this is going to be is for you transitioning as the term is ending, this school year is ending, and you want to make sure that you're ready for next fall. Right? Taylor said she filled 5 pages worth of notes from the thing. Someone said, pissing excellence. I love it. So this workshop is going to be all about study skills and helping you get prepared to succeed in the fall. It's going to be excellent. So be on the lookout for that announcement. The other thing, you guys know, I have a ton of courses. Premedproductivity.com. Go get a course. Go improve yourself. The other thing, Mount SAC, this Friday, 5 days from now, May 4th, I'm out Mount SAC, the Mount San Antonio College in Walnut, California, giving the closing keynote for that conference. It's going to be great. The topic is turning disadvantage into advantage. It's going to be awesome. Additionally, if you are one of my course students, if you're enrolled in any of my courses, when you come out to that event, we're going to sit down and have an exclusive Q&A session, member meetup with just you guys, where we can sit down and talk about whatever you want in terms of the medical school application, studying, MCAT, whatever it might be. So it's a free coaching session for anybody who shows up and comes out and wants to meet with me. Yes, that's the opportunity. And I'll send you guys an email out later this week giving you the details of where we're meeting up and everything and how to contact me for you guys who are in courses. The other thing, for people in my, sorry, there's a lot of announcements. It's a big day. There's a lot of stuff going on. If you guys haven't caught on. There will be the flashcarding webinar will occur for my study course enrollees next Sunday. The registration link will go out on Tuesday, so that way you guys can get into that flashcarding webinar and you can learn my crazy flashcard method. Woo! Was that enough announcements? So now, to the topic at hand. The topic at hand. The 10 best medical and pre-medical blogs and vlogs on the internet. We'll focus on vlogs first, right? So let's talk about this. So Taylor, yeah, you do have to be in the 5 Pillars course to get into the flashcarding webinar. It's an extension of that course, right? So all my courses are dynamic, and we add to them to enrich them and make sure you guys get everything you need in that area. So flashcarding will be added to for them. Okay, so the 10 best medical vlogs. And the first thing I want to ask you guys, before I tell you guys what's up, my question to you guys is, why do you watch YouTube videos? So why do you watch vlogs, particularly medical school vlogs, pre-med vlogs? Why do you watch these things? Why do you go on these channels and watch these videos? While we wait for everybody, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you don't ever miss this. I just saw someone said this is their first time on live. You don't have to miss these videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Someone said convenience. Moses said I try to avoid them. Brant said I just watch yours to see if I can possibly become them. Okay. Inspiration gives me the ability to see how I should approach life. To get insight on what the future may be. Okay. I'm writing these down. Izzy, hello. Hey. Okay. So I'm going to read off some of the ones I saw as they came by. So people said they're looking for insight, right? They're looking to be inspired. They're looking for motivation. They're looking to see what they should do. They're looking for real world, real answers, right? They're looking for different perspectives and views. They're looking to procrastinate. They're bored. They want to hear viewpoints and to learn from people, okay? Inside view. I'm going to write that one down too. Okay. With all that being said, everyone listed a lot of different things, positive, minus, all this kind of stuff. And what I want to tell you guys is something that's very important. This is probably the most important thing you're going to hear all week. Okay? The world is full of dangers and the world is full of opportunities. Particularly when we have the internet now, the world is especially dangerous and especially opportune in that there's a lot of things you can do and a lot of things that will pull you in the wrong direction. And when it comes to YouTube vlogs, the first thing I want you guys to understand is that there has to be a clear distinction in your mind between what entertainment is and what education is. Does that make sense to everybody? Entertainment versus education. Information versus inspiration. Entirely different things. And Junior said he never really thought of that. And why I bring that up is because many people don't understand the differences and have never even thought of that thing. And D. Phillip just said it right, but it seems to be getting distorted with many. There we go. And so when it comes to medical vlogs and medical blogs, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is the truth. 99% of people on YouTube, or 99% of people with blogs, don't know what they're talking about. It's the absolute reality. And I talk trash. You guys hear me talk trash on some of these people sometimes. And people say I'm a hater and this and other thing. And I want to make it clear that I'm not hating on them for having a channel. And I'm not saying you shouldn't watch and follow them. Do that. Watch, subscribe, follow all their videos. But as you do, understand the difference between someone who's here to entertain you and inspire you and motivate you and show you a perspective into their world and how they see medicine, and someone who's here to actually educate you, to inform you, to get you from point A to point B and make you successful. Because as people were just mentioning, it can get blurred sometimes, and you tune in for entertainment and we turn our brains off, we forget to filter, and we let this person who's there to entertain us become a source of misinformation for us. If you guys understand what I'm saying right now, like the video so I see that we know what I'm talking about, that we're all on the same page of what we're talking about. Before I really get into this, we dive into it. When we don't separate entertainment and education, it's dangerous for number one, because as you guys said, you will turn to that entertainment source when you're bored, when you're attempting to procrastinate, and it facilitates you being a less productive human being. And I know I talk to you guys, and you guys watch so many YouTube videos, and it takes up so much of your time. It's like if you're not doing something, you'll flip to YouTube or you flip to your social media streams so you can be entertained and you can take your mind elsewhere. And what we do when we do that is we're stopping ourselves from doing what we have to do to be successful. And we're working against ourselves. We're fighting ourselves. It's an opportunity. It's easy to turn on YouTube or turn on a video and just veg out for hours and hours and hours and binge and go the wrong way. Not doing the things you have to do. And I don't know how many of you guys have gone to YouTube to find one simple answer. Like you're studying for a course, right? You're studying for your class and you're like, okay, I'm gonna look up an explanation of synthesis reactions. And you Google synthesis reactions, you find YouTube, you watch a synthesis reaction video, and then YouTube knows you, right? It knows you're a procrastinator, so it helps you out and it recommends, right? It recommends videos in the side like, hey, cat jumping off a building, right? It recommends like guy falling into a pool of water, ice water, right? And it puts all these things on the side. And it puts these entertaining YouTube people on the side for you. And then you watch one video. And that video tells you to go check out another video, and you go check that video out. And then you see this other thing, probably, oh, I can't miss that. And you just and you go down and down and down and down. And before you know it, what was gonna be a learning 5 minutes, a dude just said it. 5 hours later, you've gone deep into the depths of YouTube. You don't know how you got there, but you're on some weirdo's channel watching who knows what, right? And you don't even know what's going on. This happens actually with my kid. As a side note, is that kids on YouTube, you gotta be careful. I give my kid a YouTube video, it's like a Disney video, and the Disney video ends, and then YouTube will automatically recommend something. And I didn't realize this, but on YouTube, there's videos of adults playing with kids' toys. And they have like millions and millions of views. And it's ridiculous. And they like make little sound effects. And I'm like, this is very strange. I don't know if I feel comfortable with my young 2-year-old watching adults play with kids' toys. You know what I mean? I'm like conscious, like I'm like, it's like weird and creepy, right? But then I'm like, are they putting in subliminal messages? Like, is it like a pedophile thing? I don't know what's going on. It's really weird. But anyway, that's the point. And so you have to understand that YouTube and the internet are not always helping you move in the right direction. So you have to understand that sometimes it's just entertainment. Right? It's like TV. You wouldn't want to watch TV all day, but sometimes we do it with YouTube because we think that we're helping ourselves, but really we're not. That's the first thing. The second thing is when we don't understand between entertainment and education is that we allow our entertainers to lead us in making life decisions. You allow people who are there for your entertainment, for your chuckle, for your amusement, for your inspiration to then lead you to make real life decisions that real life matter. And the example of this from popular culture is the Kardashians. The truth is, I love the Kardashians because they're very savvy business wise. They've done a tremendous job of building a brand and they understand what the world is today, much like many of these YouTubers do. And what you guys have to understand is a lot of these YouTubers have corporations and all these things behind them, right? They have whole teams who are pushing them to you because what they're trying to do is establish that brand name with you and then use that brand name to leverage you into getting products. And we see this with the Kardashians when you guys buy lip gloss, jeans, perfume. People sold out to Kim Kardashian perfume and had never even smelled it. Had never even smelled. Imagine that. You're buying a perfume you've never smelled. That's absurd. But we do it because they have got you to trust them. You see so much of them, you feel like, oh, Kim is always so glamorous and I just want to be that. Let me smell like Kim. Oh, I need that perfume. And we confuse the fact that, wait a minute, right? When the younger sister got busted because she was knocking off another company's thing, like you watch all these things happen. You buy Kardashian exercise products. These girls haven't exercised a day in their life almost. You know what I mean? Maybe they get a little bit of working out in, but we all know where their bodies come from and it ain't the gym. Yet you guys allowed them to sell you waist trainers and this aerobic shoe, right? Remember the shoes? Does anybody remember those shoes that had like the heel and the toe that you would stand on and try to balance on? And everyone was like buying those because yeah, this is how you shape your hips. Come on, y'all. So I'm gonna wear these shoes that have 2 points on them, and that's gonna make me buffed out. But we allow them to do that, and we see this in so many different ways. It's like in the medical world, right? You guys like McDreamy, you guys like House, and oftentimes you start to feel like you know medicine from watching House or Grey's Anatomy, but you don't. And the reality is do you want House MD or McDreamy or McSteamy or Meredith Grey? Do you want them treating you or your family? If they recommended a medication to you, would you take it? If Derek Shepard sat down with me right now and said, hey, listen, guys, you need to take this magical pill. It's going to make you super healthy. Take it right now. Would you guys take that medical advice? You wouldn't, right? Because you're like, dang, he's a TV doctor. He just plays one on TV. He's not an actual physician. That is what happens with YouTube vlogs. You guys feel like you know these people because you see them every day and you see them exercising and eating their Cheetos and going to class. And you allow that to fool you into thinking that they're a legit expert in the space, and then you go buy a product from them. And I'm going to pick on Dr. Buck only because he's what's out right now. And Dr. Buck just launched a study course. And the study course is not quality. The problem is you guys, and this actually, a student emailed me and was upset that they bought Dr. Buck's course. I was like, man, I wish I would have seen this. And it's not anything, right? Everyone does their own thing. You should subscribe to Dr. Buck's channel and watch him because he's entertaining. But my point is you fall asleep at the wheel and you let a guy who knows nothing about studying sell you a study course. And so what I want to kind of give you guys today, I'm pointing all this stuff out to show you guys there's a difference between the two levels. And that's why I'm always saying, like, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm an educator. I just happen to come on YouTube to educate you because that's where you live. I'm trying to save you from the depths of all this knuckleheadedness on the internet. And so I broke down, here in a chart, the differences between an educator and an entertainer. Are we ready? Are we ready to learn the difference? And what this will allow you to do is go out and evaluate YouTube vlogs and YouTube channels and create your own ranking for what you should be tuning into and when you should be tuning into it. Because if you want to laugh, if you want a departure from your studying, go to Dr. Buck's channel. Go to Andrea Tooley's channel. Get a break. Great. But when you're ready for information, go to an educator's channel. Go to a guider's channel, a mentor's channel, and get some real information and some real facts. That's the difference, okay? So here we go. Number one, the first thing you need to look for is past experience, success, beyond just internet and YouTube celebrity. You guys hear what I'm saying? Past experience and success beyond just celebrity and YouTube. And this is important because what happens is you guys buy products from people you don't even know their name. You don't know anything about their credentials. They say, hey, listen, my name is Bob. I'll use Jack Weston. My name is Jack Weston. My name is Bob, and I got into an Ivy League school, and I can help you get into an Ivy League school. You're like, who the frick is Bob? What Ivy League school? What students have you helped get into an Ivy League school? And I'll go on website and I'll notice stock photos and a testimonial next to it that sounds amazing. I'm like, that's a stock photo. That's not a real student. That's not a real student testimonial. They made that up to get you to buy their thing. Does that make sense to everybody? So make sure you can verify their own success and their success with others, right? Addition to that, the way you can tell if someone's experience is legit is if they do things not on the internet. Hear me now. When you go to these channels, how many of these channels do events at universities? Teach at universities? Have university support? Think about that, right? If someone said they were a doctor, but they're not affiliated with a hospital, that would be suspect to you. If someone's an educator, if someone's an admissions person, if someone knows something, how can they never, ever, ever, ever are at a conference? How come they're never, ever, ever at a university? Think about that. I just want to, these are just thought processes that I want you guys to walk through. It sounds like common sense, but we don't think about it. If someone is such a great expert, you mean to tell me that no one else would reach out to this person and say, hey, listen, you're such a great expert. Will you come in and help us with this? Help us with that? Will you come in and talk to our students? I knock the Princeton Review and Kaplan, all these big companies for their MCAT prep. But their MCAT prep is solid. It's just incomplete. Because they assume you know how to study. It's just incomplete. But the Princeton Review, Kaplan, Next Step Prep, Exam Crackers, it's all great stuff. If you buy that, there's no slight in doing that. Just understand where it's lacking. But those kind of organizations, they go and they sponsor events. They're at universities. They're doing these different things. Where are these other YouTube people at? Why aren't they at events? Why aren't they doing events? Why aren't they doing different things? And I want to contrast that with people who are educators who have collaborations, who have affiliations, who have events. I've had a bunch of events in the last month. I'm at Mount Sec next week. I'm doing now, we've upped it, I'm doing 5 full days, 5 of them. That's 40 hours now at UCLA this summer. Between their undergrad, between their reapplicant program, between their medical students, and I'm even doing a day with the residents. You guys go to Princeton Review's website. They have medical school admissions. It's phenomenal. Their product for medical school admissions is amazing. I know it's amazing because I created it for them. I was the lead architect in building the Princeton Review's application program. It's worth every penny they charge for it because I created it. I know it. It's phenomenal. They found me, recognized expertise, recognized real game when they saw it, and said, hey, come in and design this for us. All these private companies spend top dollar to bring in experts to make sure they bring you guys the best content. That's why I always say, if you're going to do MCAT stuff, go buy it from a big company. Don't buy it from Bob's MCAT Prep. Why? Because Bob's MCAT Prep doesn't have the money to create the content, to spend on content experts like these companies do. That's the reality, right? Next Step Prep I have collaboration with. UWorld. I can go across the board and down the board. But that's the separator. If you're a real expert, people want to have you places. If you're not a real expert, people don't have you places. You just exist in YouTube land. Everyone ready? Okay. That's number 1. Everybody get what I'm saying? Everybody feel the path we're going down here. Everybody ready to get enlightened, to have their eyes open, to know now, oh snap, I got to have a critical eye out. I have to have a critical eye out for who's around me and the products that are bringing it and all these things. Does that make sense? So Gary, your plan sounds fine. I would say get my course first. That way you can organize yourself with the other resources. But that all sounds good. My favorite, if you guys want to know, my favorite MCAT prep out right now is Next Step Prep. My other thing that you would complement that with is with UWorld's Question Bank. It's phenomenal. UWorld's Question Bank plus Next Step Prep's prep, you're in business. And the nice thing about Next Step Prep is it's cheaper than a lot of their competitors. I greatly enjoy Next Step Prep. I highly recommend it. I don't get any money for that. I recommend it. That's why they're one of the people that I consider working with, because I like their product. Okay. The second thing is, look at the content that they provide. Look at the actual content, not the title, not the fancy words they use, but the actual content they provide to you. And as an extension of that, look at the percentage breakdown of their channel and of their content. If someone is giving you, right, if someone's a true expert and they're here to educate you on a process, they're not doing videos on how to apply makeup. They're not doing videos about fashion. They're not doing videos about nutrition that don't relate to you being a better pre-med, being a better medical student, or being a better doctor. That's not what people do. If there's a channel and it's 50% them working out or 50% of them talking about their day, they're not educators. They're entertainers. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Do you guys hear what I'm saying to you right now? If you're an expert and you're here to help students get to medical school, you aren't also teaching makeup as 50% of your channel. That's the reality. That is the reality. I'm not calling out any channels in particular. I want to give you guys a set of tools to evaluate who's educating and who's entertaining. If then you watch their video that's titled a certain way, my keys to acing the MCAT, how I scored 100th percentile on the MCAT, and you then watch that video, and you can't get one actionable tip that you can actually implement from that video, that person's not an educator. Think about that. If someone is a real expert in getting something done, they know how to make something happen. Why can't they give you one specific actionable piece of information that you can take and apply tomorrow? And anybody who's come out and seen me, you can see me live, you can see me anywhere. You can catch me. I'll come out and do an event. I'll do a 6, 8, 10-hour event. And in between the breaks, everyone wants to come talk to me. I don't sit down. I don't take a break. I don't pause. I don't not have an answer. I have a step 1 through 10 answer for you to walk you through step by step. Let's get it done. There's no equivocalities. There's no, oh, well, you know, well, I'm not really sure. No, here it is. Bam, 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 bam. Here's what you got to do. Done. That's it. It's specific. It's actionable. You can take what I just told you right now in this second and go away from it. If you go to people's videos and you can't walk away with something you can actually apply, that is a problem. That's a problem. It's like the same problem I have with going to conferences. If you go to a conference event and a seminar and you sit in that conference and you don't walk away with something that makes you a better pre-med tomorrow, that's why I hate panels. Why would you ever go to a medical student, a resident, or a faculty panel? So that way the first person can tell you one thing, the second person tell you a second thing, third person says something totally conflicting, and the fifth person says, no, all of them are liars, I got the real solution. And all you do is leave confused. That's not actionable. So it's a waste of time. I'm not here to waste your time. You're not here to waste your time. Sometimes you are, right? You're here to procrastinate. But that's when you go to entertainers channels. When you want to procrastinate, when you want to just depart from the world, and you want to be entertained, you want to laugh, and all that stuff, then go. Go to those entertainment channels. But when you're ready to get going, you need to go to an educator. And I'm not the only educator on YouTube. That's not what I'm saying. I'm giving you guys a skill set so you can evaluate who's the real deal and who's a waste of your time, and who is the procrastination channel, who is the Netflix, right? Who is the all these things. I love Netflix, but I understand what Netflix is. I watch Netflix all the time. But it is what it is for. It's not for educating me and getting me closer to where I want to go. Okay, so that's the second thing. Talked about answering questions on the spot. In entertainers' videos, what you'll see is lots of graphics and lots of cuts. So you'll see them in the video, and here is my top tip. Number one is have a highlighter and use it. Highlighters allow you to highlight highlights of the material. That way, it is highlighted for your later reference. Highlighting is good. Thank you. Are eyes opening? Are eyes opening? Any channel that tells you to pick up a highlighter, immediately understand that channel is entertainment. Because I could send you 50 plus papers, scientific articles right now that tell you highlighting is a complete waste of your time. And is the number one least effective study strategy that exists. It's the reality. Any channel that tells you to highlight, immediately that's entertainment because they haven't done their homework. Because right now, every real learning and education specialist on this planet knows highlighting is the absolute worst. It's the absolute worst. JG said, I bought Dr. Buck's course and immediately regretted it. I'm not saying one thing's one other thing. I'm just telling you, if someone tells you to highlight, they don't know what they're talking about. If someone ever says reread, they don't know what they're talking about. Okay? I talked about and I made fun of people reading scripts. I'm also making fun of the splices. Because when someone splices a video 1,000 times, what that tells you, right? So if you guys were to film a video, the reason people splice the video 50,000 times, you guys think it's to make it look fancy. But the reality is they don't have the knowledge base in their brain to give you a fluid thought about what they're talking about. What they have to do is look up the line, read the line, cut the video, go back, reference what they're supposed to say, what the knowledge is, what the information is, where they stole from somebody else, and then go. Okay, and then go. And then, flub, go. Do you guys ever see me hesitate? You may ask me a question, I may think on it to give you an intelligent answer, but there is no hesitation. It's a flow. It is a flow of thought. That's why I can do live. That's why I started doing live. And if you guys watch, pay attention. Look at some of these other channels who have now started trying to do live and who are destroying live and doing awful live and getting exposed because they answer, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. Experts know. If someone asks you what your address is, you rattle it off. For my bouncers in the club, right? What's the test they do? You get the ID and you say, okay, what's your birthday? What's your address? And if the person has to think what the birth date is, what their address is, you know it's a fake ID. It's the same way with YouTube experts. If they can't give you a clear, concise answer, it's a problem. That means they only know what they look up right before a recorded video. They can't hang live because they don't have that depth of knowledge. They get exposed. They're out of their depth, as they say. Does that make sense to everybody? Does everybody understand what we're talking about right now? That is your system for telling what's up. And like I said, it's not about unfollowing, unsubscribing to any channels. Subscribe to all the channels. But understand when you're trying to get inspiration, when you're trying to get insight into their personal life and what it is to be a medical student versus what it is to become a medical student. When you want to see other people who are like you and going through the process, fine. But don't look to that person to lead you somewhere they've never been. It's the blind following the blind. You have to stick with people who are leading you the right way. Go and veg out on videos for entertainment purposes. But then don't look to that same entertainment. You can't learn how to get into medical school from Lord of the Rings. You can't do it. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Avengers. I'm going to go see Avengers tonight. But when I go see that movie, I'm not going to look for them to tell me how to be a superhero and how to save kids. How you save kids is educating them and getting them to open their minds and to think for themselves. I can't just put metal wings on and fly to the sky. It ain't going to happen. I understand what it is. I enjoy it. I love it. But it ain't going to get me where I'm trying to go. And Junior just hit. I was going to close with that. But thank you, Gene, for bringing it up right now. Education, guys, and true success takes work. If anybody ever tells you, hey, buy my program, do this, get this product, because you can do blank with no work. You can do blank instantly. Please, guys, don't buy that. I can't tell you guys enough. If anybody in this life ever, and just so funny. So I'm a big student of psychology and reading people, and all these kind of things. And I'll post a picture on my social media. But I went on a splurge today at Barnes & Noble. They had a special discount today, 15%. And I was so hyped up from all the knowledge I was giving out yesterday in the webinar that I was like, man, what do I do when I'm so hyped up? I have success like that webinar where everybody's just learning. I want to learn more. It inspires me to learn more to stay an expert. And so in my interview course, I talk about how to use body language and persuade people and do these different things. And so it's important to understand how people have tells and how to do different things. And so I actually bought this book today. It's probably backwards. But the book is called You Can Read Anyone. Never be fooled, lied to, or taken advantage of again. So I bought that today to invest in myself so that way I know how to tell when people are lying to me. And furthermore, I can tell people how to manipulate the interviewee, right, their interviewers, when they're in their interview. Because that's all an interview is, right? It's a manipulation. That's all your application is. It's a manipulation. It's manipulating them to make them like you. And people may think that negatively, but listen to what manipulate is, right? Manipulate is making someone do something. If I tell you, hey guys, get motivated, go work right now, I'm manipulating you in a positive way to do something. So manipulation is not necessarily bad. It's getting someone to do something. Does that make sense? So the last thing I want to close with is that any success, and I haven't read the book. I can't endorse the book yet. I just bought it today. I bought $200 and something. Wait, no. Oh, I have my discount. The discount dropped to like $100. I bought $170 worth of books today at Barnes & Noble. I have a fat stack over here of all kind of books. I don't even know. But I bought, this is half a stack. I bought like 15 books today. So I don't know if this book is good or not. I don't know. But I'll read it. I'll let you guys know. But the point is, education is work. Getting to medical school is work. You can't get to medical school without working. You can't be an A student without working. Everyone right now, please let me know that you understand what I'm talking about. Understand that you have to work for your future. You understand that just feeling good and feeling comfortable, feeling entertained is not going to get you where you want to go. That's what this video is about. It's not about cracking anybody's YouTube channel. You guys should follow all the YouTube channels you want. but understand what the function of a YouTube channel is. Understand what the function of an activity is, what the purpose is of it, and that way you guys can use it for what it is and not for what it's not. Don't be in a blind leading the blind situation. So now I've made you independent. You can go out and you can find your own 10 top vlogs based on what you need. When you need education, when you need entertainment. I've just made you an independent YouTube user. Ha 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 ha. Independence. Do you guys understand? I like independent students. I want to teach you how to fish. I don't want to give you the fish. Yes, Aisha, you can email me about Mount Sac. Does everybody understand? All right, guys, this is that simple. Now that I've done that, are there any questions about that? Or do you guys have questions about anything else? This is your time to ask questions and get educational answers that may also entertain you a little bit. Sylvia, you have some questions. You just got the Dominating Pre-Med Application course. Yes, send me a message in the discussion board on the course. Your question may be about why is half the course locked? So I don't want people getting into bad habits. And a bad habit that people have is being superficial. And so this actually happened. I was at the Men of Color conference a couple weeks ago giving a talk, and then I gave a workshop about studying. And this came up in the workshop where someone was saying that one of their study techniques is to reread. And I've already said highlighting sucks and rereading sucks. And as part of rereading, she was trying to argue with me that she gets A's rereading. And what I explained to her was, I don't care if you're getting A's rereading because you're being inefficient. And what you want to be is maximally efficient in your success. And Andrew, I already responded to your email. Check your email, Andrew. Does that make sense? And so she was going to reread and get A's. I said, great. But then what happens when you get to a level of education where you don't have time to reread? How do you then get A's? And Rachel's made a good point. The MCAT doesn't allow time to reread. So if you want to do well in the MCAT, you have to what? Learn how to read well the first time and do things right the first time and do these things right. Does that make sense? Doing things right. Okay, boom. How did we get on the topic? I forgot how we got on the topic. Yeah, so guys, so everyone's like, I bought the course last night, I can't get in. When you guys buy my courses, oh, that's what I was trying to bring it up. Oh, so people reread because they're not thorough the first time. So the reason when you buy one of my courses, the whole thing is not available the first day is because I know you guys and I want to put you in a position to succeed. So if I gave you access to the whole course day one, what you would do is watch the whole course straight through. And what you would do is you would miss out on the meat and the goodness of the course. Does that make sense? You guys would miss out on the goodness because you guys would be going so fast through the material that you wouldn't have the opportunity to really pull it out. And so I lock it to make you focus in on the beginning, to set your mind right, to get your foundation right, and then build that foundation up as you move through. No problem, Marco. It's all good. Does that make sense to everybody? I'm facilitating your ability to learn because I know your bad habits of binging, and just going through and not taking notes. And not only not taking notes, not reflecting and analyzing and applying and seeing how you can get the job done. And Philemon just said it. It's not how long you study doesn't matter, but it is the quality of your learning. Is that the question? That's an exact statement. I agree with that. Yes, Sylvia, trust the process. All right. So what other questions do we have? Ask away questions. While we're waiting for questions, everyone, like this video. Like this video right now. So Marilyn says she's new. How do you find my courses? My courses are on my website, premedproductivity.com. Premedproductivity.com. You can find all my courses there. Philip says, do you wish you did military in your 20s? And what are your thoughts on military before medical school? So Philip, any choice you make in this life, whether it's military, MD, PhD, getting a master's, not going into medical school, whatever you choose to do in this life, any activity you engage in, you should always be doing it for you and doing something for the purpose of creating the life you want. When it comes to if you should do military, that's a totally personal decision. Would I ever do military? Never. And this is not an offense to the military. I just know my personality. You guys see me. I'm not one for really following rules and, towing the line and doing that kind of thing. So me and the military would be like vinegar and oil, right? We just would not be with it. We would be separate. Or oil and water. Is it vinegar and oil? Something like that. Oil and water. But the military is awesome for certain people who like the structure and for people who need the structure, because there's a lot of young men out here, young women out here who could use some structure in their life to help them get that maturity and get that sense of regimented and habit in their lives so they can be more productive going forward. So military is great for that. But me and the military, we don't get at it. But I think what you're asking about for the military is that a lot of people go and sign up for the military thinking, oh, that's a good way to get medical school and residency paid for and all that kind of stuff. That's an awful reason to sign up for the military. That'd be like saying, oh, I'm going to medical school so that way I can make lots of money to be an artist. Like, what? That's backwards. So why would you go in the military and all the requirements to come to the military just so you can get your school paid for? Same thing with PhDs. People are like, oh, I'm going to do an MD PhD because I want my education paid for. Well, great, but then you actually have to do 4 to 7 years of hardcore research that you're not interested in. That's illogical. So everything like that is a personal decision. There are pros and cons to it, but you never should do something for the money or just to build up your med school application. So people will do master's programs or PhD programs, not because they're interested in it, but because they want to build up. You're going to build up your resume for medical school. That's a waste of time and money. You're going to hate it. You're going to do terrible. You should do it because you're interested in it. And if there's a correlate that helps you in medical school, that's also great. Okay, let me see here. Mike says, hey, Dr. P, sick webinar yesterday. Have you been watching the NBA playoffs and watched the Jazz versus Thunder? Westbrook reminds me of the pre-med who study and works hard 100% but doesn't get the A. Yeah, so I can get with that. So Westbrook, what he does is, I love Westbrook. I know Westbrook. I worked with him when he was in high school. He's an incredible guy, super nice person, amazing. He's very intense. He has a chip on his shoulder. He came from a situation where he shouldn't be the person he is today, but he's worked his tail off. But my frustration with Russell Westbrook sometimes is that, we talked about this on the webinar yesterday, not all action, right, is effective action. So people think, oh, I have to do something. I have to be busy to be productive. So they're like, oh yeah, I'm studying all day. But the book is open, but your mind is asleep. But you think because I'm doing something, I'm being productive. All action is not effective action. Because if I'm trying to get to some place that's 10 steps in front of me and I'm running as fast as I can backwards, that's not productive action. And so for Russell Westbrook, he goes 1,000 miles per hour, but sometimes it's not effective action. And if he would just take a second and be a little bit more strategic, like when he shot that air ball 3 from like 50 feet away from the basket, and was it Saturday's game? I was like, there's a minute left, you're down by 2, you're a horrible 3-point shooter, why would you pull up from 40 feet out and airball a 3? That's not being strategic. And so when it comes to pre-med, you guys have to recognize, just because you're a busybody and you're in 50 clubs, this is the most common example I see. I'll see students who come to me, I'm like, hey, listen, I'm in all these clubs, is that enough? I'm like, yeah, you're in a whole bunch of clubs, great. But what impact are you making in those clubs? What are you doing to advance the club, to advance society, to make yourself stand out in the application? Yes, you're very active, you're in all these clubs, but you're not impactful. You're not making a difference in any kind of way. So medical schools won't care about that. They care about people that are leaders. They care about people that not only are leaders, but lead effectively and get things done and make positive change in the world. If you're not doing that, you're falling short of what medical schools are looking for. And this is why people say, oh, I have great credentials. I have this. I have this. I did research for 15 years. Well, you did research for 15 years. I'm glad. I'm happy that you've been doing research since you were 5. But you have 0 publications, 0 posters, no letter of recommendation. No one has said good things about you. Nothing has come from your fruitless actions. Therefore, you've been ineffective. Does that make sense to everybody? So Marco asks, can research for credit count towards your science GPA? Yes, as long as it's also a graded units. So a nice way to double dip is to look for research programs that will pay you to do research and then get into a lab that you can get credit hours for. So they give you an automatic A every semester. So that way it improves your GPA and you can offset some of your finances. So Christina says, I have terrible study habits and I keep changing them to find something that works. So I'm definitely getting your study course. Christina, you absolutely should. You guys should all be in my 5 pillars of studying less and getting better grades, just because it's that incredible. And someone else asked if I'm coming up with a study course specifically for medical school. And what I always try to tell people is that my study course is specific for everybody, because it's a system you can use to grow and apply in whatever environment you're in. With that being said, I am coming out, like just how I have a specific MCAT course, I'm coming out with a specific step 1 course that will teach you guys how to navigate and study in your first 2 years of medical school. That way you're maximally prepared for step 1, what resources to use and how to use them, most importantly, right? How to use those resources, how to better yourself, and how to get there. I also have a course coming out talking about how to survive in residency. So these are like things I go out and teach like at different places. I teach medical students how to study. I teach residents how to be more efficient in their job. So now I'm going to make it available for all you guys, right? By putting it online in terms of a course that way you guys can grow with me throughout your entire journey, right? Because don't you want the best advice at every level of your training? Oh, the other thing I was gonna say, Christina, is it's awesome that you recognize your habits are terrible, because that's the first step. If you want to be a great studier, you want to be great at anything, is recognizing the flaws you have. And then once you recognize those, attempting to change. The problem that a lot of students have when it comes to changing their study habits is they don't have anything effective to change their study habits to, right? Think about this. The reason you have the habits you currently have, or the reason you do things you currently do, is because that's what you know. And so what you have to do if you want to make effective change is you have to be informed enough to have something to put in for that change. There has to be something to change to. So you have to be educated on what studying is. And that's what my study courses will do. So that's why you should get in there. And Gary just asked, what's the difference between the Double Your Study Efficiency course and the 5 Pillars course? Well, the 5 Pillars course is a complete study system. The Double Your Study Efficiency course is an amazing course too. It will double your study efficiency. It's the first of those 5 pillars. So you don't need both courses, but I wanted to have a lower priced option so that way everyone can have an opportunity to improve their studying. Because not everyone can afford my 5 Pillars course. I still want to give them an opportunity to be able to improve their studying. That's my goal, right? Is to make things available for people. And if you can't afford the How to Double Your Study Efficiency course, you all can afford my From the Bottom of the Pre-Med Pack to Stanford Medical School course in 21 days. And people have said, even from that course, I have a whole section in there about studying smart. People have improved their studying just from that. It's a $16 course. It's awesome. So there's something for everybody. That's why I do free webinars, right? So yesterday, there were people on the webinar who loved the webinar. Like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. This is amazing. I feel so prepared now. I want more of this. And they want to get in my How to Dominate Pre-Med and the medical school application course. So they can know about pre-med and the application of the personal statement. And like, yeah, I just can't afford it. And I said, well, I'm sorry about that. But you came here and I gave you 3.5 hours of free high-level advice you won't find anywhere else. And people who were there, can you guys testify to that? Was it not head and shoulders above everything else that's available out there? That was bringing it to a whole level, and it was totally free. All people had to do was be proactive enough to sign up for a webinar. to click a button and say, I want to go and be educated. I didn't charge anybody for it. It was absolutely free, and I bought the truth. There's no gimmicks. It was just awesomeness just coming at you. Because that's my investment. I want everyone to have a price point where they can get information from. I'm not trying to cheat students. I have free stuff. I have cheap stuff, $16. I have $65 stuff. I have $500 stuff. It's just where you land in that spectrum. I do free events not because I like doing them. It takes me away from my off days. Like every time I do an event, I have to be post call. So like I'm speaking at Mount Sac on Friday, I'll work a 24 on Thursday to have Friday off to be able to do that talk. So I'll get off at 7 a.m. Friday morning. I'll drive to the talk. And then after that talk, I got to drive back. And I work this Saturday. I work another 24-hour shift. So every time I do a live event, it's super inconvenient for me. But I do it because it allows you guys to have a free opportunity to get high-level advice. That's why I do it. I do webinars because it's hard for me to travel and do these things. So I can do a webinar when I have an off morning or an off afternoon and bring you guys free content. I do these videos to give you guys free content. I don't have to do these freaking videos. I don't have to give you guys, I could do what some of these other channels do and I can just entertain you. I feel like I'm a reasonably entertaining person. I could tell jokes. I could have my kids sit up here for 45 minutes and play, poops and giggles with my kid, like, hee hee hee, for 45 minutes, and you guys would watch it. Because you're like, man, here's a doctor with his kid, and they're laughing and giggling. That's cool. And you guys would watch the videos. I get a cat, and I could throw the cat off the table, and you guys would watch those videos. You guys do it. But my point is, right? I'm here to educate you guys. I'm not here. I could do all that catchy stuff. I could do that stuff. It's not hard, guys. It's not hard to make fancy graphics in the video. It just takes money. I could pay somebody to make fancy videos. Or I could save that money and pass that money on to you guys by making my courses cheaper. I don't have to charge crazy numbers for my courses because I reduce the cost. Why I do everything myself. People get mad at me because I don't return emails very fast. Guys, for me to hire staff would mean I'd have to raise the prices of the courses. Think about that. If I was going to have someone, right, answering my emails, I'd have to pay them to answer the emails, which means I'd be taking money from you guys. That's the reality. The reason all these courses, Princeton Review, all these courses, they cost all that money is because it costs them a lot to run those courses because they have all this staff, not necessarily teaching you, but they have administrators, secretaries, email writers. They pay a ton in marketing. They do all these things. All that is money that is built into the cost of that course. I can scale down the price of my courses because I bring it to you guys. And I don't, right? I try to respond to emails as fast as I can. I know I'm always behind. But it's not because I don't care. It's because I care so much. It would be easy. It would take me 2 seconds. And literally, I have students. So this is the beauty of our community. I have students who volunteer. Like, listen, is there any way I can help you? Can I respond to emails? Can I do all stuff? It would take me 2 seconds to have a student answering your guys' emails. The problem is you guys wouldn't get high-level answers from me. You wouldn't get that good guidance. You wouldn't get the, right? It wouldn't be me. You guys be talking to a robot. I could do that. But I'm here for you guys. Anyway. Let's do a couple more questions. Everybody having a good time? Everybody's having a good Sunday? I'm having an awesome Sunday. Like I said, I was just so hyped about that webinar yesterday. I had to go to Barnes & Noble and geek out today and be my nerd self. Go to Barnes & Noble and have some fun there. Meryl said, what is Prevent the Preventable website by Roberto? So if you guys don't know, right, this is interesting. So this is how much of an expert I am. I'm such an expert at admissions that my mentees are experts at admissions. And so Prevent the Preventable, if you guys don't know, preventthepreventable.com, ptprs.com, is run by Roberto. He's one of my mentees. He happens to be an international student who came to me with some clarifications about the medical school admissions process. And through that, he's going to be wildly, he's super smart, super all that stuff. But as an international student, he's successfully and efficiently navigated from going from being international, coming here to the US, transitioning through community college, getting to the university, performing at a high level throughout, and positioning himself to be competitive for medical school. And so as part of, right, we were building out his resume. I was like, man, you have this great expertise, and it's amazing because it's hard, guys. This is why I always talk trash on Caribbean schools. You guys don't understand how hard it is and the barriers that coming from an international medical school or coming from an international undergrad or coming from an international high school, it's so hard. America is so snobby about its education. It's so hard to go from international to domestic here in America and have success. And I told him, like, man, it's amazing that you've been able to navigate this process so efficiently. How'd you do it? He's like, oh, I just like studied everything and I figured everything out. And, it was a lot of trial and error. And I said, listen, that's expertise. You should let other students know. You should help people out. And so he actually offers free advising for foreign or international students who are trying to transition from being international to getting here in America. And it's phenomenal. And I support him in doing that. You guys should check out, you guys should follow him on social media. You guys should go enroll in his mentorship because he can help you be more efficient in that route. That's what it's about. So that's PTPRS, if you guys are wondering what it is. Shout out to Roberto. I'll put a link in the description after this to his website so you guys can check it out. He's going to actually be appearing at some of my events. You're going to start seeing Roberto at some of my events giving different talks on different topics for you guys, bringing that out there to help you guys out. Sorry, I have to scroll back up to be able to see questions. If you guys can see it from my end, it just like runs by. Let's see. Philip says, I really appreciate how in-depth you are. Answered that. Yeah, no problem. Chris says, Dr. P, I want to host you at my school, but I've never done anything like that at all. Could you put me in touch with some of the people who have hosted you? Yeah, so Chris, send me an email today, and I'll get you in touch, and we can talk about coming out to your school and doing an event. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Courtney says, have you read the book Speed Reading by Matthew Wicker? Do you think it's applicable? And you know what's interesting is people ask me all the time about these study courses and these study books. I consume everything. And I was at the Men of Color conference, and I asked the question, who has studying before? And one of the guys said, yeah, I studied. I'm like, okay, what books did you read? What courses? And he said, Guaranteed 4.0, which is a book I've read before and I was familiar with. And so I said, okay, we're gonna have some fun today. You're gonna be my whipping boy. And so I literally went through all these study strategies listed in the book, and I debunked them as part of my presentation. So it was pretty funny. But it was this book that he was using and applying to himself and thinking he was getting results. And this is the sad thing, is that you can get results from books. No trip, right? If you guys read books or take a course, you're gonna get better because you're more informed than you were. Does that make sense? When you read a book or you take a course, even if it's a terrible course or a terrible book, you're more informed about it than you were before. So you're going to be better. It's like rereading. Yes, you can reread and get the grade. It's going to be better than not reading and not having understanding. But that's not the optimum. That's not the best you can be. And you want to be the best you can be. Oh yeah, Mark, I got your email and I'm going to reply to it. You can definitely come by the house, and you and your wife come chill, meet the family when you're in San Diego later this month or next month. So for sure. But my point is don't confuse being better with being the best. Don't confuse being better with being the best. Because it's easy to pat ourselves on the back and say, oh yeah, I got better, so I'm done getting better. But the people who are truly successful are people who say, I'm going to the top, and I won't stop until I get to the top. And even when I get to this top, I'm never going to stop. And there's a quote I really like by Phil Knight, the guy who founded Nike. And it says, even when you become Goliath, act like David, something along those lines. And the point is even when you're a big dog, even when you're me, and you're the world's leading study expert, which I am, nobody can mess with my study strategies. It's just a fact, right? I'm the leader in medical school admissions. Nobody can mess with it. That's why companies bring me in. That's why schools bring me in, because nobody has this level of strategy. But to stay on top and to make sure I'm always ahead, I have to continue to work like I don't know what I'm talking about. Reading books, buying books, searching, talking to people, having my network, getting all this stuff going. Because if I don't keep working, I can't keep staying ahead and staying the best. Getting the job done and getting the job done the best way are two totally different things. And if you aren't getting your studying done in the most efficient, best way possible, you need to get in my study course. If you don't feel 100% confident you know how to get to medical school and you know what medical schools want and that you can execute it and you can make sound decisions, you need to get in my application course. And I asked the question in the webinar yesterday. I said, if you guys thought, if you guys truly believed that all the information you need to get to medical school was available from your advisor, you wouldn't go to studentdoctor.net, into YouTube, into Reddit. Therefore, your advisor, you know, on campus doesn't have all the answers. And you wouldn't have to keep going back to YouTube and studentdoctor.net and Reddit if they had all the answers. Because you keep going back because you keep being confused. You're incomplete. Yes, you're more informed after going to Reddit or studentdoctor.net than you were before, but you're not completely informed. You don't have a foolproof plan to get you where you want to go. Which is why you then need to get into my How to Dominate Pre-Med and Medical Application course to take you to that next level. Right? Does that mean, like, it's not, people always say, oh, you know what, you're always trying to tell us to get courses. I'm not telling you to get courses for me. I'm telling you, listen, this YouTube video is great. This is phenomenal. If you guys saw this video right now, if you guys feel like you're getting high quality content in this video right now, say yes. Say great content in the box right now. Say great content in the box right now, or like the video. One of the two. Let me know if you think this video is amazing and you're getting great actionable advice right now, right in the box. And as you guys type that, I'm telling you, this video is not sufficient to get you to medical school. And there is no video on YouTube that will get you there. But I'm telling you, my courses that are 12 hours, 15 hours, 30 hours long, they cover A to Z, baby. They've got you covered to get where you want to go. I'm not recommending courses for me. I'm recommending courses. I'm telling you, yes, this is great, but don't stop here. Get better. When I go out to places, I always recommend other people's books or other people's resources because it's about getting better. And I always tell people yesterday, I even said in a webinar yesterday, I said, if you're not going to get my courses, if you're not going to listen to my voice about admissions, at least make sure your source, right, has the traits that I have to make sure you're getting quality sound advice. That's what I said. I don't care. Does that make sense to everybody? All right. Thank you guys for asking questions and hanging with me here. We're at an hour and 10 minutes right now. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We'll do one more question, then I'll stop boring you guys to death. And I'll see you guys, right? New video uploads Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we're live every single Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Get here, ask your questions, get informed. This is your opportunity. Well, this is a good question to end on. If you can't get the grades or the MCAT score, should you still become a doctor? What do you guys think? If you can't get the grades or the MCAT score, should you still be able to become a doctor? Or should you still pursue becoming a doctor if your grades are bad and your MCAT is bad? What should you do? Happy Bean, if your course expired, if it says expired, just email me and I'll open your course back up. I like the answers you guys are coming up with. The first thing is, and some of my students are saying this, if you aren't producing in the classroom or on the MCAT, it's either immaturity, laziness, or a lack of skills. That's the reality. Either you're too immature, you don't have the self-discipline to do what you have to do, you're lazy, or you don't have the skills, the study skills and strategies and the study habits to do well, both in your classroom and in the MCAT. So it means you're deficient in some way if you're not performing. The problem is a lot of people see that deficiency as something that they are and always will be. And so they feel like, man, if I can't get the grades now, I can't survive in medical school. I'll never be there. I don't deserve to become a doctor. But the reality is you could always improve. And like I myself was a terrible student, I was told I would never get into medical school. And when I was told that, I recognized my deficiencies. I recognized my lack of skill, my lack of will, right? My lack of desire, my lack of passion I was saying that being a doctor was my passion and getting to medical school was my passion, but I wasn't acting like it. I wasn't acting like it. And I wasn't playing the blame game as just many people play blame, right? And they want to deflect fault, which is another problem, right? Because you deflect to avoid realizing that the deficiency is you. Deflect to avoid thinking it's me. But if you can stop deflecting, recognize it's you, and then recognize what's really wrong with you, what you can then do is you can improve yourself. And if you work hard, if you persevere, if you go through things to actually improve yourself and go through processes to change what you're doing, then you can improve your GPA. You can improve your MCAT. And you can get into medical school and you can be a great medical student and a great doctor. But too often people don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to spend the time it takes to better their resume. They don't want to spend the time it takes to better their study habits. They don't take the time it takes to prepare adequately for the MCAT. I'll hear people tell me, oh, you know what? My GPA is really low. I need a high MCAT score, but I only have a month off in between my work and school and whatever. So I'm going to study that month and hope I get a 98th percentile MCAT score. And even with my phenomenal MCAT course, if you only study for a month, guys, and you weren't putting in time before that, and you're like, it's really hard to get a 98th percentile MCAT score only studying a month, which is why I laugh when I saw someone's video saying how they only studied for 3 weeks for the MCAT and got a super high score. And I'm not going to name any names, but that's interesting to me because I went to Stanford Medical School where people were darn near genius level. I've been to Ivy League medical schools and done talks and talked to students, and people are genius level studiers, right? I'm one of the best studiers in the world. And for someone to say, I never even thought about the MCAT, but I studied for 2 weeks and aced the MCAT, that to me seems disingenuous, seems borderline fraudulent. Now, I'm not going to say anything, but my spider senses tingle when someone tells me, oh, you know what? I never even thought about going to medical school, and I just applied on a whim. I wasn't even thinking about pre-med. I wasn't thinking about my grades, and I just submitted the application. I didn't even know what I was doing, and I got into every school I applied to. That kind of freaks me out. Makes me say, nah, I don't know about that. Oh, I never studied, and I got straight A's. I don't know what I was doing because I didn't take notes. I didn't read. I just got the A's. They just came to me because I'm so photogenic or photographic memory genius smart. That concerns me. But the problem is in our society, there are so many people who sell you on instant success that you start to believe the hype and think that instant success is real. Like Instant Cup of Noodles, you think you can manufacture a medical school acceptance instantly. I can flip a switch. Exactly, Kat. I just woke up like this. Right? I love that. Like Alicia Keys and her no makeup movement. It's like, Alicia, I can see your foundation. Do you think I'm blind? I appreciate that you want to promote not wearing makeup, but how about you take the makeup off? Just because you don't have the crazy colored eyeshadow and lipstick on doesn't mean you're not wearing makeup. Because Alicia, we all know that your skin is not the greatest skin, right? You've got some skin issues. So if you weren't wearing makeup, I would see your skin blemishes. And we all have blemishes. You guys see me, I'm not wearing makeup. I have blemishes, blackheads, all this stuff. So be real about it. If you're gonna have a let's wear no makeup, then you have to lead the charge genuinely. If you're gonna lead people getting high MCAT scores, then lead them genuinely and tell them how you freaking did it. Truthfully, honestly. Don't mislead people. You guys saw the video last week. I'm everything I am. I don't have to be anything I'm not because I'm everything I am. Who is this? Brooke. So, Brooke, you keep asking me about WHAMI. What does WHAMI stand for? I don't know what this is. This must be new to me. Right? So, no, I'm not roasting Alicia Keys. I love Alicia Keys. Right? But that doesn't make sense to me. Like, be genuine about it. People got upset when I was talking about Taylor Swift last week. I like Taylor Swift, and I said that in the video, but nobody wants to pay attention. I said I like Taylor Swift. She's highly talented. Taylor Swift made over $100 million last year, probably. So then why do I have to say when she releases a song with all the production, all the commercial stuff she has behind herself, when I say she released a song that sounded like it was some 13-year-old's at-home YouTube channel song, and that's unacceptable for the superstar that Taylor Swift is. People are like, Taylor Swift's amazing. How can you say this? I was like, it has nothing to do with anything. Shake It Off is my jam. You put Shake It Off on right now, I'm like, shake it off, ooh, 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 ooh. I'll be with it. But you can't tell me that Earth, Wind, Fire cover was the best Taylor Swift has to offer. You can't tell me. It didn't feel like it, at least. Maybe she did. But it didn't feel like she gave her all to making that, man, I'm going to make this a jam. It seemed to me more like a way to generate buzz, to get people to talk about her, to make her relevant right now for her upcoming album release. I don't know. Because Taylor Swift is a singer, songwriter. So she writes her own songs. So why would she do a cover? Unless it was for the publicity. Especially a melancholy, drab version of the most celebrated celebration song ever. And I don't talk trash on The Weeknd necessarily, but I feel like The Weeknd, if you strip the beats away from The Weeknd, I feel like his voice isn't pleasurable for me to listen to. The soothing sounds of Sade, I can listen to all day. Michael Jackson, if you sit down, you can listen to, like, if you listen to old school Michael Jackson, every album, everyone talks about Thriller and Smooth Criminal, all the fast songs. But I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, right? Lady in My Life. If you listen to all the slow songs that are stripped down that Michael Jackson has, sounds amazing. The lyric quality is amazing. His vocal tunes, even though he's not a great singer, he is riding the beat, just sounded wonderful. To me, The Weeknd's voice is not pleasurable to my ear. Doesn't mean he's not a great artist. 100%. Go do it, Weeknd. But I wouldn't, like, I don't have a Pandora Weeknd station. I just, like, it doesn't appeal to my ear. And that's just my ear. I'm not a music expert. I'm a medical school admissions expert. I'm a study expert. So when I tell you something like that, it's gold. Take it to the bank. I'm not a music expert. But in my opinion, Taylor Swift did not do a good rendition of Earth, Wind, and Fire. In my opinion, The Weeknd's voice is not pleasurable to me. Off topic, on topic. I was trying to get out of here. I don't know how we got on the topic. People got me fired up. But long story short, be critical of everyone who comes at you, even me. Vet it. The difference is when you vet what I say, it comes up gold. Because I'm everything I am, so I don't have to be anything I'm not. It's real deal all day, every day. Anybody who wants it can get it served up gourmet. High quality advice available to you. Premedproductivity.com. It's up to you. Your future hangs in the balance. How serious are you about getting to medical school? Do you want your medical school chances to be a coin flip, or do you want it to be a slam dunk guarantee you're getting in? And I can't guarantee if you take my course, you're going to be a straight A student. I can't guarantee you're going to get into medical school. But what I can tell you is you won't find better advice, better guidance to help you make a better and more complete plan, that if you put that plan into place and you actually do the work, you'll get there. If you work on your study habits, the study habits I teach you in my course, you'll get there. You'll become the great student. If you work hard at the admission stuff I teach you, you'll be the perfect applicant, you'll get in. If you don't do the work, I can't help that. I'm not selling you guys magic beans. Magic beans people guarantee stuff. No work, instant, tree in a box. Okay? Understand that. Yes, Mark, work is required. All right, everyone, have a good night. Don't forget those announcements. Mount SAC on Friday, flashcard webinar coming next Sunday. What else do we say? Webinars, be on the lookout. We're doing a study webinar later on, coming up soon, so be on the lookout for that. Subscribe to my channel and like this video if you haven't already. And guys, truly take a second. No one takes you a second. Please, please, please like the video. Please, please, please take 10 seconds, click the share button, and share this to your social media profiles. Tell a friend, hey, listen, you know what? There's a big difference between entertainment and education. Come listen to this guy. He's educating. He's bringing knowledge for you guys. He will help you reach your goals. Please subscribe to his channel. Check him out. Take a second and share your social media. It's up to you guys. Right? Evans is ready. Take the MCAT Friday ready to dominate. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm going to go hang out with the kids, but take a second and do that. Okay? If you live next to Mount Sac, come out to Mount Sac, hang out with me. Everyone, have a good night. Thank you guys so much. It's premedproductivity.com, and it's real deal advice, guys. This is what you can trust. This is what you can take to the bank. I'm legitimate. You check my file, y'all. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere, anywhere. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on schools' websites. You know who it is. It's not fake. It's not a money grab. It's nothing like that. This is real deal. I care about my students. I take care of everybody. If you want to get better, come inside. It's nice and warm and toasty in here. You don't have to be out there in the cold searching through false and felonious, right, and fraudulent things out on the internet. You can be in the real deal, getting real deal quality advice. If you don't want to get in the course, don't get in the course. It's okay. I got you. Every Sunday live, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on this YouTube channel. 2 videos a week, Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Additionally, free webinars, free events. If you want me to come out to your school, send me a message. Everyone, have a good night.